Center for Democracy and Development organization in Mozambique has called on the Mozambique National Electoral Commission to deliver free and fair elections. SABC News reporter Siphephile Kunene is in Mozambique and she joins us now. Siphephile, a very good morning to you. What is happening in terms of the country's preparedness as they head to the elections?
Morning, Desiree. According to the Mozambique National Electoral Commission, it's all systems go. They have been transporting material to all different places. Some of them were taken through by helicopters, some of them by road, because some of the areas are remote. There isn't much in terms of road infrastructure that can get them there. But according to the civic society, it's not the picture that we are given by the Commission. Some of the independent observers from Mozambique have not been registered. They haven't been given accreditation to partake. So that is not sitting well with them. And again, they are questioning the involvement of government in the death of the people that were dying during campaigning periods, as well as at the time when Renamo became affectioned. So they're not happy with the situation, but our observation is that they're ready in the city where we are. It's quiet, it's peaceful. It's just a day before election. They're going to the voting stations tomorrow, but it's quiet. It's a normal working day. People are just okay. But what we know is that on Friday, when we came through in the evening, you could feel the spirits. Spirits were high, and there were cars, there were people wearing the T-shirts that represent the parties that they belong to, and they were calling on people to vote their parties. You could feel in the air that Mozambique is going towards election. But between yesterday and today, it has been quiet.
What has happened with the concerns about fighting in the country leading up to the elections? Have you heard any reports?
We had the interview with the civic society yesterday, and now at 10 o'clock there's going to be a press briefing where those will be addressed by the Mozambique National Electoral Commission, where they'll be telling or giving reasons as to why those independent election observers have not been given accreditation to do what they want to do, what the situation is right now, how far they've gone in terms of distributing material to voting stations, and in terms of preparedness and readiness. That's what we'll get in the press conference that will take place inside here where the Electoral Commission offices are. We're waiting for them to address us. And what I can highlight is that since at the beginning, since the campaign trail began, Mozambique, especially in rural areas, has lost a lot of people. People have lost homes, and it's not the normal civilians doing, but it's the normal civilians that are dying, as well as some political party members due to the faction that took place in the Renamo. And now police forces as well as soldiers have been deployed in those places to try and maintain peace. Even if that is the case, the civic organizations are not happy. They're saying the government is using the very same police to intimidate their people on the ground, to intimidate some of those independent observers that have been lucky enough to be granted access to these elections.
So we've just come out of an election ourselves. Some of the main issues were the eradication of corruption and creation of jobs. What are the main issues in the time that you've been there talking to Mozambicans on the ground? What are they hoping to achieve from this election?
Mozambicans are looking forward to better governance under the leadership of President Filipe Nyusi. It's said that the economy grew a bit, but most Mozambicans now are calling for a change. They want a new party to rule them, a party that will look into their needs. Employment creation is the same thing that they are facing here, and most Mozambicans, we know that they work out of the country because Mozambique doesn't have much to offer in terms of employment. We know that Mozambique produces skilled people, people that do handwork, people that are more skilled in terms of building, welding, and all that. That skill gets out of the country in high masses because there is no employment here. So in some of the places where we didn't go, since we are based in Maputo, people are calling for that. For instance, where the Renamo leader was campaigning during the week, people we're calling for him to come to power so that he changes the narrative. It becomes about citizens and people on the ground instead of just the powers that be, as well as the owners of means of production.
Thank you so much there for giving us that up.